Versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right, and he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Well, how about that adrenaline? First play of the game, and we have a catch that we're going to talk about probably the rest of this game and straight into the highlights.
Right out of the gate. What an effort. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Let's take a look here at the offense for Minnesota.
Kyle Rudolph had his 2nd Pro Bowl appearance last year when he had 8 touchdowns, just 1 off of his career high. One of the most likable, upbeat players in the league, continues to improve as a blocker, as one of the best pass-catching tight ends in the league. One of the guys that the Vikings like to build around for the future.
The numbers a week ago for Cook. 9 carries, 51 yards.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game, because they have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute them. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20+. Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open here, Adam Thielen. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Now they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help, because you remember when we sat in with the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well. Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Lucky 56.
They'll drop the throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
So I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
He'll get it up the middle. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Trying to finish off this opening drive from the 3. This is 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Humphries, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout is.
Oh, this is blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry, it's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first down throw here for Rivers. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. With that, let's check out how the Chargers line up on offense.
Keenan Allen checks every box for me as a receiver. Size, speed, strength, intelligence in what he's doing. But I love his competitiveness. When that ball's in the air, he goes after it and usually comes down with it. And last but not least, we can lay to bed the myth that he can't run fast. Keenan Allen can get up and go.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how big and strong and powerful you are. The defense is going to win an occasional battle, and they did on that one. Stopped him well short of picking up a first down.
Here's Sherrills. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
No. Check. Patriots.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. So some early intrigue here as we've reached the end of the 1st quarter. And they've got it here with a 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now, let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw here. It's complete to LeBron Treadwell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The 15 yards there on the catch and run. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to the 25. He'll be brought down at the 43. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he coughed it up. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. On this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs with different routes and be precise in your cuts.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 1st downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Throwing, Rivers, and it's complete. Henry, first reception for him, and remember, he leads the NFL in that category here in this first month. Also has a 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Rivers now to throw on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. To the air again here, Rivers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Third and long for Rivers. Going underneath for Gordon. Give him 3 on the play. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Now back to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Finding some room at midfield. He gets it to Humphreys. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Hot.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. They'll set up to throw. He sets to fire deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Now Benjamin. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon at first down. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with a... All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he'll go out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. As Ike going to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And his throw here's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. It's Jaleel Adai who brings him down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Brandon, you know, we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan. That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
And they'll run it here. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. And a solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. They'll look to throw here. That's complete, middle of the field to Humphries. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Humphries with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And the Chargers coming out on the field now. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll indeed run here right off the bat. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
He'll drop to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's 3rd and 5. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Now let's go. Green.
Out of the gun now on third down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it. But he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a fourth down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the first down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Returning, it's Benjamin. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So Rivers will lead the Chargers out 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Good. 390.
On play action, Rivers. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Daniil Hunter. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Set. 380. Hey, hot.
From the gun, Rivers. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Good.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Rivers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the...
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked up on the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 more yards there and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And a short gain down to about the 33. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Back to the ground. This time Cook. Nifty move. And a short gain down to about the 33. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game. Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. On the give, this is their fullback. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Thielen is complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. A give to the fullback on the dive. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Humphries from 8 yards out, and the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Second 90, block 15.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
Set. Brown 80. 80 hard.
First down, Rivers. And he's got the open man. It's Allen on the comebacker. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Set. 380. And hot.
Rivers on first down. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The intended receiver there, Allen, thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for Minnesota, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders.